Welcome back. Today we're looking at Uncanny animation. I couldn't do it. I couldn't bring myself to watch more Uncanny Valley TikToks. I've already looked at all the good ones and I was scraping the bottom of the barrel like the last 2 times, so I'm not doing it again. Today we're looking at good stuff that's not on TikTok. We're looking at movies that were uncanny, animated shows that were uncanny, the Final Fantasy movie that was like all PS2 graphics basically. I found a treasure trove and I'm excited to take you guys on this journey. So thanks for coming along. Prepare to feel uncomfortable. I want to start off with a banger, alright? So here we go. Twilight, Breaking Dawn, Part 2. Spoilers if you haven't seen it. Click away now. Go watch all 5 movies if you haven't seen them. This is spoilers. Edward and Bella's baby. Renesmee. Even the name is uncanny. Just wait. What is that? What is that? Oh my gosh, dude.
She's gifted.
Yeah, she's gifted. You could call it that. Obviously, it's a fake baby. It's CGI. But man, just get a doll, honestly. There's times in movies when it's so obvious they're just holding a doll. I prefer that, honestly. No baby was forced to be in this movie. Thank goodness for that. I can just pretend it's a real baby, alright? I'm able to do that. This, I gotta pretend this thing's not evil. And it's much harder to do that. Okay, here's a personal favorite of mine. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson in The Mummy Returns. Oh my gosh, it's even worse than I remember. Why is he like being sort of flirtatious? Am I reading this wrong? He comes out, he's like, I'm gonna kill whoever's in my house right now. Then he sees him, he does a little double take, and then he's like, huh, wait a minute. They're kinda cute. What the heck? Me when I see Brendan Fraser. But for real though, what is this face supposed to convey? Definitely not anger. Anyway, pretty bad. Also funny to include Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson in the movie, but like as a really bad CG character, and that's it. It's like, did you even need to make him look like a real guy at that point, you know? Just don't even bother. Just make it like a scorpion man. In fact, just make it a scorpion. Make it so he's a man that then turns into a scorpion or something, you know? Why did they choose to do so many things they didn't need to do? That just looked bad. I don't know. Let's move on. This next one's not gonna land for everyone. In fact, I'm just including it because other people have insisted on this one, but Princess Fiona from Shrek 1.
What? Are you Princess Fiona?
I am. Awaiting a knight so bold as to rescue me.
Oh, that's nice. Now let's go!
Like, it's not terrible, but I see what people mean. This is 2001 animation, and honestly, 2001 looks pretty good. I actually watched this movie the other day, and she's really the only one that really stands out. Everyone else is way more cartoonish, and their proportions are like exaggerated, and they move like very cartoonishly. She looks like they were going for like real, because they wanted to like maybe make the audience be like, man, she's kind of pretty. This Shrek guy, what a lucky ogre, you know? And so she's definitely the uncanniest character in the movie, but I think she's fine. I think she looks fine. Okay, honorable mention. That scene in Sharkboy and Lava Girl where Sharkboy does this.
Shark frenzy!
Nice job channeling your anger, Sharky.
Like, I know his name is Sharkboy, and I shouldn't have been so surprised when he went into a shark frenzy, but I was surprised. And I'm still surprised. Even seeing it today, I'm still shook. He's got regular teeth, and then 10 seconds later, jeez, man. I don't even know if that counts as uncanny. I might be going outside of the script here a little bit, but that one had to be in here. I had to include that one. I wouldn't have forgiven myself if I didn't include that. This thing haunts my nightmares, alright? Next up, one that will not surprise you whatsoever. Another one that I've talked about ad nauseum. You know, in a weird sort of way, I regret not seeing this in theaters. You know, I don't actually. Like, if I could go back in time, I would do basically anything else. But can you imagine? Can you imagine just like your friend pranking you into seeing this movie? Like you thought you were gonna go see something else and you walk in and this is planned? I don't know, man. I've never watched it in full, so I feel like I can't give an opinion on whether the movie itself is good or not. I'm gonna take a wild guess and say I wouldn't enjoy it particularly much, but make it a bunch of humans look like cats and then dance around and try to act kind of like cats makes me a little uncomfortable to see. I'm not vibing with this. You know, there's nothing in here that I like. I just can't help but wonder, where do they get their shoes? You know, they're small people. Are they making their own shoes? Do they have their own shoe line down there? Is that explained in the movie, how they all have like normal looking shoes? I don't know, man. Also, what's this guy? Is that a little guy down there? Oh my gosh, there's a little mouse in there. You see that? Okay, anyway, moving on. Mars needs moms. This is horrendous. Buckle up.
You didn't eat your broccoli. No broccoli, no TV.
Ooh.
Milo, is that broccoli?
No, that's vomit, but I understand the confusion.
I told you to eat that.
You're not gonna make me eat it now, are you? I'm in a spaceship. This is so cool.
Oh my gosh, it gets worse.
Welcome to Mars. My name is
Dude.
This is 2Cat. What's your handle?
Milo.
How about I call you my bro? Check it.
The animation of that movie is so legendarily bad that it rivals one of the peak Uncanny Valley animations, and that is The Polar Express. I've talked about it before. I won't rag on it too hard today. I know people love this movie, but man, the animation lands itself delightfully in a period of time when we just hadn't quite got it.
Yeah, you. Do you know what kind of train this is? Huh? Train. Do you know what kind of train this is?
Combined with annoying kid who's very obviously voiced by an adult just to sell the whole thing. Not only is it lemon juice on a paper cut to look at, but it's also nails on a chalkboard to hear it.
It's a magic train. We're going to the North Pole.
Ah, I know it's a magic train. Actually, it's a Baldwin 284 S3 class Berkshire type steam locomotive. Built in 1931 as a Baldwin locomotive works. It weighs 456,100 pounds.
What's with this guy, am I right? What's crazy is, and this is me trying to be nice about that movie, is that at the time it was a big deal. If you can imagine, when I was a youngster, many, many years ago, when that movie came out, like, I had a friend who was like so amazed by the animation in that movie. And granted, compared to what else we had at the time, yeah, it was a leap. So I've heard. But imagine seeing this and being like, this is the future. What will they do next? It's practically real life. I can't even tell the difference between this guy and a real guy. Pretty weird. How you doing so far? I'm just checking in with you before we continue. And I'm going a little fast here. I'm throwing all sorts of movies at you. I'm just showing you things that are just not quite right. You know, I wish someday we could sit down and just look at something that's good, you know? Man, look at that nice blue sky. Look at that cool car. Gosh, look at that guy just chilling. Regular guy just chilling. Oh, is that like a little sailboat? Jeez. That looks relaxing, huh? But unfortunately, that's not a thing. So, we continue. Terminator Genesis. De-aged Arnold.
Nice night for a walk.
Wash day tomorrow. Nothing clean, right?
Nothing clean. Right.
Hey, I think this guy's a couple cans short of a six-pack.
Your clothes. Give them to me. Now.
You won't be needing any clothes.
Oh no.
I'm waiting for you.
It's Arnold. And don't worry, Arnold's gonna do what we should all do if we ever see this guy walking around asking for our clothes. But no, they've de-aged Arnold to be the Terminator a couple times. They did it in Terminator Salvation, and it was, I think, probably worse in that movie. Yikes, dude. Doesn't even look like him. Oh my gosh, it's so scary, dude. Why is he always naked? Here we go. Ready for the scariest thing you've ever seen? I think it's worse when they're mixed in with real people too, because it's like we have an anchor point. We have regular guy. We got Christian Bale on screen to be the regular guy, and then we get this de-aged CGI naked Arnold. And it's just not that fun, you know? It's not that fun. I'm not having fun when he shows up. He meshes everything up for John Connor. He's just trying to do a little mission. And the worst part is, Sam Worthington has to watch the whole thing on TV, just like me. And he hates it as well. He's not enjoying it at all. Now, here's an example of a time where it was, like, interesting to see someone de-aged.
That is good to know. I will plan my toga party accordingly. Where are you going?
Your father's flying us to the Bahamas for a little getaway.
We might have to make a quick stop.
At the Pentagon, right? Don't worry, you're gonna love the holiday menu with the commissary.
You know, they say sarcasm is a metric for potential.
Oh, it's so strange.
And frankly, you're going to miss us.
But you get what I mean? Like, it's kind of cool in a way. Like, there's a little part of me that's like, whoa, that's so interesting to see. Like, he's got the mannerisms and the face shape and the voice and everything. It's really almost there, which is scary. But because you know what he's supposed to look like, and he looks kind of like, almost like he's made out of clay, like he looks a little too smooth. It looks like young Robert Downey Jr. I don't know what he actually looked like at this age, but maybe it was just like this. Gosh, it's so weird. It's like, it's so weird. This is one of the weirdest ones because it's so close. And then we have actual Robert Downey Jr. in the background to remind us what he's supposed to look like, you know? Super weird, very uncanny. And in addition to de-aging, we have like de-deading, or we have like them putting in characters that the actors are no longer alive. One of the biggest ones that comes to mind is Moff Tarkin from Star Wars.
Most unfortunate about the security breach on Jeddah, Director Krennic. After so many setbacks and delays, and now this.
This one is not terrible, I should say, as far as I remember.
We've heard word of rumors circulating through the city. Apparently, you've lost a rather talkative cargo pilot. When has become now, Director Krennic. The Emperor will tolerate no further delay. You have made time an ally of the rebellion.
Yeah, it's pretty weird, man. It's pretty weird. It's weird to see someone who's not even alive, like, on screen being the character they used to play, you know? This one, I think, could get a pass if you didn't know. I think if this was your first Star Wars movie you ever watched and, like, you didn't know this character, that he was in the movies from the 80s or whatever, there's a chance this would get a pass. Like, you wouldn't even notice. You know, I think if you weren't watching, like, super intently, maybe you'd think, that guy looks a little strange. And this movie's 8 years old. We could get movies that are entirely just CGI characters, which leads me into that one time someone tried to do that in the year of our Lord 2007. Beowulf.
Want me to go in with you? Good.
Teeth in the darkness, the challenge in the night. Mine is strength and lust and power. I am Beowulf.
That looks sick. Honestly, nothing uncanny about that. That just looks sick. This one feels like related to Polar Express in the sense that when it came out, it was like, man, animation is making leaps and bounds. They just made like a straight-faced, fully animated action adventure like fantasy movie in complete computer graphics. And when it came out, people were like, that was pretty good. The animation goes crazy, like it looks real.
Demon.
I know that underneath your glamour, you're as much a monster as my son, Grendel.
No way.
My glamour!
One needs glamour.
Yep, pretty fire. Another movie I haven't watched all the way through, so I can't really say if it's good or not. I feel like it's probably not for me. I feel like movies like that are banking on the technology of the time become irrelevant much faster. You're not going to go watch Beowulf the same as you would within like the first couple of years of it being out. Because when it came out, you're like, man, this is like a marvel of technology. Now it's like weird and like maybe awkward to watch. Even if the story was good and the acting was good or whatever, it's just like it doesn't hold up now. And I wonder that for like the Avatar movies now, like the special effects on them is so good. I can't imagine them ever like being awkward to watch later on, you know? I think we've reached lifelike, but who knows? That's what we thought with Beowulf and Polar Express, you know? So maybe someday, 20 years, 40 years from now, people are going to watch Avatar and be like, man, the special effects are so bad. Look how uncanny the aliens look. I don't think so. But I gotta be self-aware here and say, hey, that's what people were saying about those other movies that we just roasted. So, next up we got The Adventures of Tintin.
Oh, I do beg your pardon.
I believe I have captured something of your likeness.
What do you think, Snowy? Snowy. There you are, sir.
I feel like Tintin's mostly uncanny in this movie because he looks like he's 12, but he talks like he's 30. But the people in this movie, their proportions are kind of exaggerated, I think, as a style choice. It feels like they didn't try to go too realistic. Like, this guy's nose is really big. This guy's got like a Lord Farquaad jawline. He is like very cartoony looking. Like, I get what people mean when they say this movie is uncanny. I feel like it's stylized enough that it doesn't bother me as much as some of the other ones. I'll say that much. I think when they're talking and smiling,
You in the newspaper. You are a reporter?
I'm a journalist.
for being a 13-year-old fully animated movie, I feel like it feels more like an animated film. It doesn't feel like they were going for realistic and then missed the mark. It feels like they were going for just high-quality animation. So I'll give them a pass. Tintin gets a 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. We got a video game one. Medal of Honor Warfighter.
I wanted Michael, but seeing as we're having a girl, that didn't work.
Well, keep Michael in your hip pocket. That's me. Yeah.
Okay, I'll take that as a chance to hit the ladies.
How many?
Gosh.
I was just
Uncanny
thinking,
burger.
Remember the last time the four of us?
Babe, what's wrong? You've hardly touched your uncanny burger.
One of the things I've learned that some of the other wives didn't is that it's better to have them happy than to have them safe.
Is that good advice? Better to have them happy than have them safe? I don't know, man. What are you asking me for? Would I be better happy or safe? Honestly, yeah. I think as long as I'm happy, I'm happy. Breakthrough. I'm happier when I'm happy. But yeah, this game was very uncanny. They definitely were shooting for realistic, but it was like a weird era of graphics. Honestly, for being a game, like, it doesn't look terrible, but no, actually, yeah, it does look pretty terrible. For whatever reason, the motions are pretty good, but the faces are terrible, man. The faces are so bad. But like the movements, like look at the movements here. Mostly when she walks in. Like that's how a person walks in, right? And that sounds stupid, but like, you know what I mean? Like the nuance of how she kind of strides in and kind of slows down and kind of puts her hand over her mouth. Like, it's very detailed movements, but the faces look so bad, dude. The faces are unforgivable. Anyway, de-aged Jeff Bridges in Tron Legacy.
Dad, I'm not your father, Sam.
It's honestly not bad till he speaks. His mouth.
I'm not your father, Sam.
Also, it's the dead eyes. I think it's a little interesting that one of the big giveaways for like uncanny things is that the eyes always look kind of dead. But I could never describe to you what makes them look dead. There's like an inherent knowledge when you look at someone in the eyes that you know they're alive, to the point where you can tell when they're not. Like, we're good at detecting when someone else is not alive. It's like an instinct. Like, animators don't know how to add in the spark of someone being alive in their eye. I don't even know what it is. It's just like a feeling. I don't know if this is getting too philosophical or if I'm just speaking actual nonsense. Like, what's different between this dude's dead eyes and my alive eyes? Like, what do I have that he doesn't have in a visual sense? Obviously, I am alive and he is animated. I just realized that this is not the best one to say this all on, because this could just be Jeff Bridges with like some special effects on his face. Like, those could just be his eyes. Maybe Jeff Bridges just has dead eyes, but you know what I mean. It's interesting. Dead eyes realize dead lies, if you think about it. Anyway, moving on. We got the Hulk, baby. Dang, I forgot how green he was. Was he always that green? Oh my gosh. How did they do that? It's so real. Dang. Yeah, pretty uncanny. I feel like, I don't know, I feel like who cares if a movie from 2003 it was uncanny. They all were at that point in time, so I'm not gonna dwell too much on this one, but let's watch that one more time. Ugh. Next up we got Final Fantasy, The Spirits Within. The computer graphics in that movie were maybe ahead of their time. I don't know. I didn't watch this movie when it came out. Maybe they were good at the time. They haven't aged particularly well, but let me tell you, bold move to just make a massive unskippable cutscene and call it a movie.
That won't be necessary. I'll take responsibility.
Hey, Doc. Thanks for saving him.
Are you all right?
Yeah, but the military's impounded my ship.
What's with her?
What's with her and the captain?
What's with her and that stupid plant? What?
Honestly, it's not as bad as I remember it, but it's still pretty bad. It's crazy because we've known about the Uncanny Valley. Like, we know that there's like an awkward spot in human likeness that's just kind of weird. So, like, making it before we have the tech to, like, make it actually realistic, like, at that point in time, we should have known. We weren't hitting the mark yet. We weren't making realistic humans in animation. It was pretty bold to think that we were doing that. And then to choose to not make it like stylized, kind of cartoony, like they definitely were shooting for like fairly real. I don't know, I'm just bewildered by the existence of some of the Final Fantasy movies. A couple more here. We got Alita Battle Angel. And honestly, movie kind of slaps, I think. I remember I watched it and I liked it, but by golly, I couldn't tell you a single thing that happens in that movie or why I liked it. But I'm pretty sure it was like a fun movie. But yeah, her eyes are giant, kind of for no reason.
You gotta stay focused on your dream.
What's your dream?
I'll show you.
And again, it's kind of made worse by the fact that she's around normal looking people. Everyone else has normal sized eyes and she's got these giant bug eyes and kind of like a CGI face.
You just can't remember.
What do you mean?
Doc found you in the scrapyard.
I don't know, it's pretty strange. But I don't know, I mean, I don't know. It's like, again, it's a style choice. Like, she's got robotic arms. Like, you're not supposed to think she's a person, but that doesn't mean it doesn't still weird me out a little bit. Like, her eyes are so giant. She's obviously all CG. You can tell. Like, we're not stupid. I can tell. She got the dead eyes, you know? She got the giant dead eyes. You think if the main character is the only uncanny character, that's going to be kind of a deal breaker, but I don't know. Yeah, I think it was still pretty good. She has swords. She fights robots with swords, I think. I think that's pretty cool. Okay, we got to power through the last ones here. I feel like I'm rambling. From the director of The Polar Express comes A Christmas Carol.
What do you want with me?
You will be haunted by three spirits.
The ghosts of Christmas past, present, and future. Get away! Get away! Will give one man that chance.
Everyone in the movie was uncanny. It's perfect that it's the guy that did Polar Express because he managed to like top himself. Animation advanced over the next 5 or whatever years it was, and he was like, all right, now it's gonna be good. He went a little more stylized this time around, I think, but it's still just very uncanny. And the way that the faces move and the like hyper realistic skin, I don't know what it is he's going for, but it kind of freaks me out. So there you go, a second uncanny Christmas movie has hit the channel. The Matrix. Pretty much every fight scene where they just went full CGI on everyone, it's just so obviously like PS2 cutscene graphics, you know? It was still cool, don't get me wrong, this was still pretty sick at the time. But even back in 2003, I was like, this is computer graphics, for sure. But how else are you gonna have Keanu Reeves fight like 1,000 Hugo Weavings, you know? It's just the only way, so. And again, at the time, everyone was talking about how cool this was, I think. I don't know, I was like 10, so I was talking with my friends about how cool this was. Maybe the adults thought it was stupid as hell, but I thought it was sick. So, okay, last one. The Planet of the Apes movies. Special effects are great. The monkeys, honestly, they look like monkeys. And when they talk, it's like a little bit strange, but Caesar, the main monkey, the best monkey of them all, the main ape, the primary ape, the prime ape, you could even say, mocapped by Andy Serkis. This video freaks me out a little bit. We'll see what I mean.
This is my hope that out of this solemn occasion, a better world will emerge out of the blood and carnage of the past. A world founded upon faith and understanding. A world dedicated to the wish for freedom, tolerance, and justice.
You see what I mean? I don't know. It's cool, okay? It's cool. I love mocap stuff like that. It's cool. It's impressive. But I don't know. I think it's a little uncanny. Especially seeing him go from human to ape like that. Kind of in the middle there. It definitely feels strange.
Out of the blood and carnage of the past.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Pretty strange. Cool tech, but very strange. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. We're going to stop there. That's all I got for you. Hopefully you enjoyed hanging out with me today, looking at some uncanny things. Did I do good? Did I find good ones? Did I do good research today? I actually put a bunch of effort into prepping for this video. So hopefully that made it feel more like you weren't just watching slop, you know, like usual. Nothing wrong with slop. I enjoy making this slop. But it feels nice to take a break from TikTok and Reddit posts. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe if you haven't yet, if you enjoyed it. But if you're still here, I think you probably did. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye. My camera's about to die. I can't do a quirky little walk back thing. It's dying.